It's just ban. I think it makes sense if you want to maybe they want to pick box themselves. Yeah, obviously they want to pick box first pick, and I said if it's not banned now, I think Impunity are putting themselves at an unnecessary disadvantage, and they do smartly ban the box. Leaves open, obviously, Koshka, Grumpjaw, Glaive is very likely to be picked. We saw actually Baron. So they're leaving the Baron counters available. They're leaving Black Feather available. He's a good Baron counter. They're leaving. Obviously, we saw Weapon Ringo play really well into a Baron, and there are still Baron counters. There's still Lyra. There's still they might pick Arden because you don't want Arden with a Baron. They might pick an Arden now. That makes sense. But they're going to pick Lyra. Lyra's good, keeping your team healthy. If Baron does a basic attack, you do an Imperial Sigil, it evens out. Obviously, Baron have more basic attacks than you'll have Imperial Sigils, but it does help your team a lot. And they're going to ban Skye. That's really interesting. They haven't gone Catherine. They haven't. Skye's not good with Baron. And obviously, they work well together, but it's not like a combination you immediately think of. So, what do you think about that Skye ban?
Well, I think on the side of Impunity, they will be. I don't think a Catherine will be coming out at all. The Skye is probably banned out just so. I'm quite curious as to the Skye ban, because honestly, had they not picked up the Lyra as the first pick, then I do understand if the first ban would be that of Skye, because they are looking to pick up that Catherine. Then again, they might be banning out that Skye because they themselves won a Crystal Black Feather, even just a Crystal Batiste, just to go against this Baron. So we do actually see a Glaive, a ban coming out from the side of Popeyes. Just a target ban, I think, into that of Quatervor's Glaive.
Yep, Glaive is one of those heroes that's a good Baron counter as well. Go lane, weapon power, Glaive, and you will counter Baron really well in the early game. And with a Lyra poked out as a Glaive with that Imperial Sigil. So lane Glaive, you don't want to face against that, so they're going to ban it away. They banned away two really good Baron counters in Imps and Glaive. I'd like to see Kestrel picked up now. We saw Kestrel really strong. She's really good against Baron. If you go Crystal Kestrel, you can outpoke Baron quite well, but then it's quite hard to Baron. You're going to get bursted by a double shot from Baron a bit too quickly, but obviously as Crystal Kestrel, you get bursted by almost anyone. So I think they should go Ringo would be a good pick as well, because you know they're not going to pick Ringo against you. So you could say that for the last pick, because you're not going to go Baron Ringo.
Yeah. So
they might just go for a flexible, a Batiste as you said, or maybe a more tanky hero. Like obviously Glaive's been banned, so they can't pick one of the best tank heroes. They might go for someone like a Rona. It's actually quite good to Baron.
For Impunity, I think there is another open choice as well, and that would be that Weapon Burst Grumpjaw. It is a valuable pick against a Baron in the later game, because you have the living armor stacks, and you are rather tanky, inherently tanky going up against this Baron. So look at a team coming up from the side of Impunity. They have the Lyra, they banned out that Skye, so they might go for that. They might go for the Grumpjaw. It's a possibility. A Grumpjaw is a possibility, or like we said, that Batiste, that Crystal Batiste is a thing. And of course, in support of that, Popeyes picking up that Baron, they are definitely, or would probably go for that Arden, although, or even that of Catherine, just to support, or just to, bring CCs onto the table, just to better support that Baron being picked up, or anything that Impunity might pick up that can stun or take Baron out really quickly. Catherine can be in the front line, stunning out that that person or that hero that the side of Impunity will pick out. We are going to restart draft. Stuff is going to restart. So what do you think? What do you think the side of Impunity will be picking out for the next? I mean, we talked about the Crystal Batiste being an option. We spoke about even that Grumpjaw, or even Chingy on the Koshka may be an option for the side of Impunity.
Yeah, I think they might want to pick one of Shingy's heroes, because the laner you can pretty much just wait, because obviously, if you pick Baron, you're not going to pick up another laner. So you can just wait to see, what do you fancy playing, what's good against their jungler, and you want to make sure Shingy has a comfortable hero, like a Koshka or like a Grumpjaw. You could play Crystal, or you could play Weapon. You can do Grumpjaw as either. And so I think that makes sense to pick that up instead of going for Ringo and then trying to counter pick. You're leaving the option of the Baron getting the exact composition he wants.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Baron, Taka, Arden kind of. And if they've practiced that, they've got a composition they want to play. If you don't try and pick away some of those heroes now, then you're just going to leave it open so they can get pretty much whatever they want, and then you could be in a bad position because comfort picks we know is really strong in Southeast Asia. Teams tend to prefer comfort picks over counter picks as long as they're not being hard countered.
Definitely. So I think on the side of Impunity, they should look into picking out that Koshka against Popeyes because they are not banning it out right now. And we know Ching is really strong on that Koshka. If the side of Popeyes will actually respond with a mage being picked up, at least Koshka will do well against those mages in the early game. And with that Koshka being picked up, of course, with that Koshka being picked up, of course, I will be expecting a Castro being in lane just to counter that burst coming up from Baron. That looks like a rather suitable comp just to go against that Baron. But then again, we do not know the comp coming up from the side of Popeyes as well. They might settle for that Baron. They're banning out Glaive. Maybe they will be going in for Koshka as well. So if depriving them of Koshka would be the most suitable pick, or even they might go for the Crystal or Arden as their main roamer, Arden as a main roamer, and probably say a Baptiste in that Crystal lineup just to stop any engagement coming up from the side of Impunity on this Baron.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition they can do with the Baron. Baron Baptiste is extremely strong because you want to go someone like maybe like a Black Feather who can dive on top of Baron.
Yeah.
And if you go Baptiste against that, and they're going to go Black Feather dive on top of Baron. And if you go Baptiste against this, you force a Rose offensive charge of Black Feather to go out of the Ordained, which isn't exactly where he wants to use it. And you also force a Rose offensive charge to dodge your Fearsome Shade. So actually, a Roam Baptiste would be amazing. They're going to go Roam Grace. Grace Baron works really well together because Baron goes generally glass cannon.
Yeah.
So Grace's heal gives him a lot more of his percentage health. He goes from half health to full, even when it's only about level 2 heal. And they still could go Crystal Baptiste. It's not as effective as a Roam Baptiste would have been. They could also go Samuel. We've seen a lot of Samuel assist now. Samuel, that makes sense.
Yep, Samuel is a good pickup on the side of Popeyes. It's just an extra poke in the early game. And it's just how Samuel does so much better against Crystal Black Feather, if that would be one, because Crystal Black Feather is generally used to counter that of Baron. It's just that the shield from your on point, and because you are going to poke from afar, you'll not be afraid of the Ordain coming out if they are going to go for the Baptiste or even just jump jets in, because if Baron do jump jets in, then you can roll offensive away or even just on point nullifying a bit of the damage. They are going to go for that Ozo.
We've seen the first Ozo for quite a while. Ozo obviously working extremely well with Lyra, that Carney luck giving him 30% extra healing.
Yeah.
And so 15% at level 1 up to 30% at level 12. And so that's really synergizes really well with any healers. They've got Lyra, obviously it will synergize with the Fountain. It's good against Samuel because you can force him to back away from you with a lot of damage. You can ult Samuel and he'll be stunned, maybe out of his Drifting Dark if you position your ult correctly. It's good against Grace because you can jump around and you can jump around her Holy Nova.
Yeah,
I think it could work, but obviously we haven't seen Ozo for so long. He's not the strongest in the meta, so he doesn't do as much damage as say a Crystal Blackfeather would have done. So you're gonna go Weapon Blackfeather, Crystal Ozo. It can jump on top of Baron. It will get a nice bit of barrier to try and tank the basic attacks from Baron, but it'll be quite hard to do. Baron can always jump jets out away from your ultimate. And even if it connects, he'll just block it because he's jump jetsing once it's level 8. And also, if you acro bounce and try and jump on top of Baron as the third bounce to get the most damage, if he jump jets under turret or between two turrets, your acro bouncing in, no one else can follow you. Blackfeather won't be able to follow that deep, and Baron will be between two turrets, and you're taking two turret shots while trying to kill a Baron. So it's going to be how well can Aeon on this Baron jump away at the right time, so that Ozo is caught out by trying to dive in.
But then there is one thing coming up from Impunity, from the side of Impunity, especially this Ozo pickup that I really like. It's the fact that the side of Popeyes cannot build or will not be building Poison Shift to counter Ozo's healing. So that is one thing that's going for
He might be.
Aeon might build Poison Shift. Well, I mean, if the side, if Aeon on this Baron do pick up this Poison Shift, then he'll be creating this new meta. I mean, Spaghetti has picked up Serpent's Mask on his Baron, so we might see a possibility of Aeon. Ooh, that's some sexy breathing coming out from Minimizer right there. We do see Death Cube being in lane, going for the weapon Black Feather, and there is one thing, because we spoke about this before, previously when you go for an Ozo, and really the best way to counter an Ozo is just Poison Shift, or rather Mortal Wound. So the Kerchows on this Ozo as a last pick is definitely the good last pick, because he knows for sure that no one is going to build a Poison Shift on the side of Popeyes to counter him. Kerchows on this CP Ozo. So then I guess it's a good pick. Oh, Chingy may be looking for Kerchows at this point in time, but Chingy will just back off.
Oh, nope, Chingy's level 2, so he's going to go in. And like, when you're Samuel, you're level 2, you want to go in. Obviously, Ozo is really strong in the early game, but not at level 1. You can't fight Samuel. Ozo was level 1, Samuel was level 2, so it was a great time for Shingy to go in. Sprint will be picked up by, I forgot what Shingy, yeah, Shingy did manage to secure that Elder Tree, and Baron actually lost quite a lot of CS because Cordovar picked up a minion candy straight away. So I think Baron lost 3 of his first wave just because that minion candy, and they pushed Baron under turret. So the minions died to turret instead of Baron being able to get them. So that is good. They want to be able to deny Aeon as much farm as possible. So Cordovar will be staying in the lane quite a while, as well as Tensorboy. So this leaves Ozo and Samuel free to either just farm up as they're doing, or to try and fight. So I think they both kind of want to do. Ozo is strong in the early game, and so is Samuel. So both of the junglers want to either rotate out the lane, try and help their lane's pressure, or to fight in the jungle and get some farm away.
I must say, the team coming up from the side of Impunity is just looking so much more balanced out. Oh, they are taken really low.
Because he's going to get stunned, but he's already selected his target, so we'll go on to Baron. Nice, Korean Circus get poked down, but now he has to wait 3 seconds until his Acrobats is up again before he can even think about going in. As was going to port home, so Shingy now alone, I think. We might be spotted porting home, but Kershav's not going to dive on the toes. He's going to get some poke on Shingy and then go back to his Cordovar. Cordovar's going to port home. Cordovar's just going to go back to the jungle. And again, Samuel Ozo, they want to fight in lane. They don't want to fight 1v1 in the jungle, especially someone like an Ozo. If Tensorboy and Cordovar are both in lane, say there were no minions for Ozo to bounce off, he will not beat Samuel in a 1v1. He won't beat anyone in a 1v1 if there's nothing for him to bounce off. And so he requires somebody to either be in lane, either minions in lane, or heroes in lane, for him to actually fight against either this Baron or this Samuel.
Yep, I'm just hoping to see more aggression coming up from the side of Popeyes with this really strong comp with that Samuel who can provide the poke. Whereas you know on the side of Impunity, I'm not saying that the comp isn't that strong, but it's just, again, it's double melee with Quaterfall on the Lyra to just support you from back. What the Popeyes have over the side of Impunity is the poke, the capability of poke, and it's really strong for the side of Popeyes as well. We have Samuel that can just stay in Drifting Dark and just release Malice and Verdict after Malice's and Verdicts. And there is really nothing Kerchows can do unless he jumps in and makes himself.
He's going in, he's jumping onto top of Shingy, getting a lot of damage on that. Kerchows is going to almost fall. Doing Circus is going to keep himself alive just enough to secure the Baron and trade his life for getting the Baron. I think Ozo realised he was a little bit too deep, a little bit too low on health to go as far as he did. So he decided, okay, I'll just go further. I'll just dive under turret, but make sure I get a kill before I shave my life. So 1-for-1. No one will be too upset about that trade. Definitely just going to rotate down, grab something from Samuel's jungle. Samuel's going to try and steal it. There is a flare, and that will be... Actually, Samuel did secure that. No, it's Tensorboy. And a double stun on Tony down, but Samuel's still going to drift dark up Baron. He's jump jetsing down. Nephew's going to fall. Cordovar going to back off, and Baron go up to his lane instead of helping out any further. And that's a nice extra kill. Over 4 Popeyes. That was Black Feather being a little bit overextended. The Drifting Dark was still available for Samuel, so when Blackfeather tried to steal the mid away, Samuel could secure that and then get a kill. And there's a minion candy on the minion, so Gertos tries to fight. He'll be in a bad spot protecting the contract to try and keep Gertos alive. And Blackfeather is now in lane. Baron has not got a Soul Blade. Defq has got a full Serpent's Mask. This is a good time for Defq to try and fight. Baron's going to move it down. He will pick up that Soul Blade without any trouble. And then most it back up to lane, but he's so slow that the wave might actually push him to turret before it will. The wave will push quite far into turret before Baron is able to get back up to lane. He actually went through a reflex block and defense when Baron had enough gold. He had 1,400. He could have built a Soul Blade. He went for reflex block and defense, which is very smart because Ozo's level 6. He's got a stun. You can't block it with your jump jets yet. You're only level 5. So instead of going damage, he's going smart decision, going for defense.
Yeah, I must commend him on that decision instead of going for that Soul Blade. But there is one thing about a comp coming up from the side of Impunity, and it's really just triple dive if you consider Arcane Passage as a form of engage.
Speaking of engage, Curtis is going to go in. He's got a Shatter Glass, a lot of damage he's going to deal. He's got the heal from Lyra. Almost in full. There's Vainglory from Ozo, and Samuel's actually going to land on Kershaw, so only Nova's again going to stun him up. Ozo just stunned and slept and stuck. Trying to jump around, but if you get stunned, you can't do that. So good disengage and re-engage from Popeyes. They're going to push this turret up. If you're going to try and do what you can, but Ael's going to get a double shot on the turret. Samuel's going to try and poke it out. If you've taken damage from the Massive Verdict, so Disable is going to take turret shots because of that. Quarter almost going to fall, but he's not, and definitely will be able to secure these minions, and the turret is about 2/3 health.
Yeah, I must say though, it is just because they have to dive so deep. Side of Impunity at least, and when you dive that deep, you risk putting yourself in an unfavorable position. And I've been saying this since the last game as well. In the previous game, Impunity, especially quarter 4 on that glaive, a lot of times he just afterburns in, looking for that pun, but then kind of misses the pun, puts himself in this very weird position where all 3 carries can still go after him. And it's similar to what we're seeing now. We have like a triple poke comp, a poke comp, and then of course they have Tezzaboy on Disgrace. They can provide so much damage reduction because a lot of times when Tezzaboy do go in, his team is rather close by to him, so they get the directional damage reduction from Holy Shield. And of course, there you go again. Tezzaboy is going in.
Going on to Defq, but those Kershov's in the bush. He's got his ultimate available, so Samuel, everyone is ready to fight, and there's an infusion ready to pop for Ozo. He hasn't used it yet. Samuel's now used his, so it looks like he's going to fight, going to break out in the lane. Kershov just waiting for the waiting to use his Acro Bounce. He's got Shatter Glass first, which on Ozo you generally go after Broken Myth. He stay out damage. He's like, I've got enough to save this Lyra, and there's the Acro Bounce. He's going to go in on the Stiggy. Lots of damage there, but he's actually going to run away. Not going to use his Circus offensively, just going to back off, get some poke. He didn't pop his infusion, so he can now go down to shop. No, he's not going to shop and get a block, he's just going to stay, stop this type of body. Blackfeather's got an infusion, so that Curtis was the wait to pop his, still Blackfeather has one, and Aeon's got his infusion as well. So everyone's looking like there's the Vainglory gets locked up. Stunned by the Holy Nova from Grace. Iron Cannon not going to land anyone. And that infusion going to go in, most offensive, and then fade apart very defensively. Impunity aren't going in together, that's a nice engagement with Grace. Just going to back off. The people need to go in together. When Ozo Acrobats is in, Blackfeather Rose Offensive is in, and then they can actually fight. Here's a man that's drifted down from Samuel. Holy Nova's going to stun up Ozo. She wants to get to my information. It will be fine. Kodrop is going to fall to the Baron. Definitely going to Rose Offensive away. That's a lovely double shot from Baron. They're going to go on to Tezzaboy. The Arcade Passage going to get Quarterbot away. So it's focusing on Aeon. And so he's just going to use Arcade Passage again. And that's how it's going to. So Aeon gonna be okay, get the kill onto Lyra, get the kill onto Ozo, and that's really good for Baron. He's got tier 2 defense on Ozo, which is smart because Ozo's gonna be jumping on Baron if Samuel's if he can't get on Samuel, he's gonna go straight to Baron.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kartos on this also, I was expecting a rather aggressive plays, but then not aggressive to the extent where you put yourself in that position when all 3 members of the side of Popeyes can just take you down. Granted, both carries on the side of Popeyes, they have very good evasive skills, and on top of the evasive skill, they have very good mobility as well. I mean, just talking about Grace alone, Grace can be the initiator, coming up from the side of Popeyes. She goes in with Benediction, slows everyone on the side of Popeyes, of Impunity. The only escape Impunity has on that Black Feather is the Rose Offensive or a defensive Feint of Heart, which we saw. But then for Ozo, once you go in, it's quite difficult for you to get out, because unless you can acro bounce into your allies, which is not, a thing that you should do, because acro bounce is a really good engage. But the problem with Ozo, acro bouncing in, is that Baron can just jump jet away, put you in a just jeopardizes Ozo's positioning, and then all three members of Popeyes just jump onto Ozo, and Ozo gets taken down immediately. Death Q on this weapon Black Feather, yes, you have the sustain, you have the damage, you have breaking point, you have Serpent's Mask, but yet I don't see how you can actually resist the damage coming out from the side from Aeon 222 on this Baron. But we've seen Aeon on this Baron, his positioning sometimes is really effy, so it's really just down to late game whether or not Death Q or Kerchhoffs can catch his Baron out.
So there's the interesting up Samuel. Kerchhoffs going to go onto Baron. He's going to go all the way, but Kerchhoffs is already going to be there, and that's the line of mention onto Aeon. Nice and healthy. Bang bang on the central point. Go low. Kerchhoffs is going to go in, but back off a little bit. The turret was destroyed by Samuel, so that's all Popeyes really wanted. But now they want more. They want to fight. And that's the one's supposed to go over the wall. But Kerchhoffs is going in. Black Feather away, and Ozo went in. Back is now going to go in. Play the part. They're diving in. That's how you play the comp. You both dive in. Ozo's fine. He's going to give away shutdown. But Grace is going to run. Definitely going to get the kill with the on point. That was Impunity playing their comp well, and there's still Shingy alive. He had to back off. Def Q is now trying to 1v1 this Samuel, and I think he can probably try it. He's got a Rose offensive charge. Right, the 5 6 seconds. Samuel's going to defensively use that. Drifting Dark will be okay. He's going to clear this wave so Def Q can't push this turret. But that was much better from Impunity. They just Black Feather rose offensive away defensively over the wall, and then Ozo went in.
Yeah.
But it was okay because Black Feather could go in once Ozo was tanking, and there was a pause. It's going to be both teams have 2 minutes pause time, but that was a very quick pause. So then they have 1 minute 57 of pause time, and it was well played from FQ. He waited, he saw Ozo was going in, Ozo was tanking, Ozo had a barrier, got a heal from Lyra, and then Def Q could come in on the back line and do a lot of damage while everyone was focusing Ozo. And then they got the kill, they traded 2 for 2, and I think Impunity will be much happy with how that fight went out.
Definitely. I mean, just look at Impunity's comp, and we've already spoken about the comp before. If Ozo do jump in, they need a follow-up from Def Q on this Black Feather. And of course, with that Lyra, it's quite impossible for Lyra to jump in until like late game when Lyra has got all
the
defense
passage going in. Kerchhoff's going to dive onto Shingy. Lots of damage. He's casting that a big heal, and I think he's going to go in. Everyone's lots of definitely diving in, but he will pick up the kill Aeon with the execute of the on point. And now Shingy's going to try and run away. Testable is going to fall to this Ozo with no problems. Shingy's going to go into corner bar, probably going to get the kill. Nope, there's an Imperial System from Lyra and he'll be fine. And that is Shingy trying to just put the gold mine, trying to get some heal, and he's going to try and run away with those massive verdicts. Kerchhoff's going to get boosted up. Black Feather's probably going to start the gold mine by himself. Now he's actually going to try and help them chase down Shingy. Shingy's running around the Rosa. He didn't actually survive long enough, so he is not an ace. But here's Kerchhoff's going to jump in. One farm exchange between them, and this is Shingy falling. There's a sentry. He's going to try and do what he can, but there's no question. The emote just for a bit of fun. And actually, Black Feather tried to push the wave, but because Shingy spent so long running to the backs of Impunity, that meant it wasn't an ace, and Def Q couldn't push the turret either. If you're in a bit of a bad position here, he's going to be able to get out, but he wants to go in, and Impunity's just going to back off. Ozo now with that Shatterglass, Broken Myth, that's a lot of damage on Ozo. Samuel has now picked up defense. He realizes that he needs to get a full Aegis like Aeon has. So we see Baron, 2 damage items, 1 full defense item, just because of how strong this Ozo is.
Definitely. I mean, Kerchhoff is proving to be a threat, not in the early game, but after getting that Shatter Glass and Broken Man, and a few like tank items, a few defensive items, Ozo can stay in the fight for so long, especially when boosted by Quaterforce in Imperial Sigil. And although we saw an echo and double Divine Intervention going off on Chingy, but it just didn't help that of Aeon at all, especially when fights take place in really tight places for Aeon, and Aeon has got no way to run out of it.
Yeah, and then Tizza's going to go in, but that's a Rose offensive away again for DefQ. The charges come up really quickly, so you can just use that to get out whenever you need it. Atlas now picked up this way, and that's the Tyrants for Aeon. That's a good damage spike for him. He's got 3 full damage items, probably looking to get a Tornado Trigger as the last damage. I doubt he's going to build defense on DefQ. But DefQ has got the sustain. He's got 2 full defense, 2 full damage. Probably going to build that into a poison shiv, I'd expect, for that attack speed. And so, obviously, Baron not going to get a shiv, and he might get it now for last item. I don't think it's worth it, because if you need 3 shots to guarantee a mortal wound will be applied.
Yeah.
If you get 3 shots on Ozo, he's going to have to almost back off immediately then. But it's just so hard to build mortal wounds on Baron, because it doesn't seem to...
Yeah, it doesn't... It doesn't at all, because you do not have the attack speed to allocate a lot of basic attacks out onto the enemies at least, and a lot of your damage do come from your jump jets and then empowered 2 basic attacks afterwards. We are seeing Kerchhoff looking slightly better right now with the KDA at least, and the farm wise, not as much as Shingy, but then, you know, honestly, what happened in that previous fight that, Tezzaboy is going in.
Triple Atlas by Tezzaboy, he's really happy with that. Go from Baron, very defensive, going to get focused on DefQ. DefQ's going very low, Malus and Samuel are landing. Imperial Sigil was not actually used on DefQ, so he's going to still be quite low. Atlas come up for Grace soon, and DefQ going to get nice and healthy from that, and he wants to go in. He's going to play the part on the back onto Baron, and jump this away. Ozo's going to jump in to land on Jiggy. Cannon lands on no one, actually, good dodge from Ozo, and then Jiggy's going to get healed up. No, I think it will land. DefQ's diving in, lots of damage from the Black Thunder, and Ozo will pick up the kill. Aeon going to be DefQ will be told out by the Arcane Passage from Lyra, and Wolfar wants to go in. They're actually going to chase down Tezzaboy, and Black Feather's going to chase down Baron by himself. Essentially not going to help him out. There's a turret for Aeon, so I doubt DefQ's going to go too deep. Tezzaboy's going to try and run away. Holy Nova not going to land. DefQ not going to find Baron either, so this will be a turret for Impunity. Good dive from them. There was a nice Holy Nova from Grace onto Shiggy, but it wasn't enough. DefQ and Kerchhoff seem to stick onto Samuel so well that Samuel's not going to be able to get away from that. He needs that Frostburn to try and slow them down. But even then, DefQ with that overdriven Faint Apart, just Faint Apart to Samuel, and your whole team are immune to slows. The Frostburn won't even do much against that Black Killer.
So we do see 2 ways of countering Baron. Checking Baron at least. I mean, Aeon is not the best Baron user we've seen. Do we agree on that? You know, he's better at Fox, but then we've seen 2 suitable ways to actually check this Baron, and they'll be out-sustain the amount of damage he has, or just outburst it. The comp coming up from the side of Impunity is just working with that out-sustaining him. We have the Ozo that has got very high sustain from 3-ring Circus, and of course a fortified health from Acrobats. Okay, and then of course we have Lyra there, using Ozo's perk as well. Ooh, Lyra just...
There's the Arcane Passage from Lyra. She's going to stand and she's going to block up the steam. That's nice. Ozo's going to try and jump in, but Paul very low. I don't think he'll mind. And then Aeon is going to do so much damage. There's the bang from Ozo. It's going to be blocked, but you still get the kill on the Baron. I see Lyra get that one with the Imperial Sigil. Holy Nova's going to stun up Ozo. DefQ is low, and it's essentially there. Samuel is pretty much full health. 765 burst heal from Lyra on Ozo. It seems like they need to build a poison shiv on someone. Tezzaboy should get it or something, because that heal is basically a Grace ultimate on Lyra's burst A, which he does it on Ozo. And that's just so much healing that Ozo doesn't even need to build an even harvest. He can just go full out damage. Aftershot doesn't need, just get a bit of defense and Shattered Glass, Broken Myth, and you'll be healed up by your Lyra.
And that is the problem right now. It is just that although Tezzaboy has got a superior burst of heal, but then you have Carney Luck on Ozo, and then of course Imperial Sigil that follows that and works, synergizes so well with that perk. So Ozo can go really deep in. All Lara has to do is just drop an Imperial Sigil where Ozo and DefQ is fighting. And the amount of sustain they have is just insane. It just out-sustained the amount of burst coming out from that Baron. They are looking to crack the base of Popeyes.
They are, and Popeyes are just going to back off. They don't want to try and go in too deep. They've got a good poke against this Kraken. Impunity are quite bad at pushing Kraken. Obviously, Ozo and Blackfeather. Blackfeather's on point, that's it. There's going to be double Atlas onto Blackfeather and Ozo. So then Arm Cannon and the Oblivion going to be blocked up. So then Neptew's going to have to run away. Popeyes going to be happy to take some happy. They don't want more, they want kills. There's Kotos diving in onto Baron. Double gets away, double shot. He's going to use the Bangarang onto Shingy. Shingy's nice to cover because of that divine dimension. And there's the fountain. He keeps Tezaboy alive. He's just about working, and he's going to fall. But so will Kershaws, couldn't quite get enough health. He's going very low. There's a double for Blackfeather. There's another turret. Definitely going to fall. Not quite. He's going to be able to get away. He wants to go further. There's only Shingy available to try and defend this Kraken. Nice heal from Lyra. And Ozo's been able to full metal jacket on Baron. That's good. It's actually good. DefQ not backing off, being smart, getting this extra turret. Lyra has got her arcane passage if it all goes badly. But there's still 10 seconds on Grace, so Shingy really can't chase this. And that's a very good push for Impunity. 3 turrets for a Kraken. I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, they did crack open the base of Popeyes with that Kraken. And we saw DefQ just now, just leaning at the edge of death. And now we look at DefQ. He's full health already, and that is just Imperial Sigils after Imperial Sigils. We do see Lara sitting on a contraption and Echo as well. So I did see 2 Imperial Sigils coming out
She just bought it. She just bought it.
Okay, yeah. So we do see like Imperial Sigils with really short cooldown coming out from the side of Lara as well. So Lara is just dropping Imperial Sigil, although it did not keep Kershaws alive. But Kershaws, there was this point in time where Kershaws got really low. Lara dropped the Imperial Sigil, and Kershaws could go in for that pickup on Aeon and help pick up Aeon, although Kershaws did go down. So just thinking about the whole team comp again, it's just out sustaining all of the burst and all of the damage that Chingy or even Aeon can put out.
I think the fact that Baron built Breaking Point last lifestream does make sense against this comp, because you're going to do a lot of damage against Ozo, because he's going to have a lot of health, so you can just keep bursting him. He's now picked up that double defense, double damage, double defense, picked up from DefQ and from Kershaws. Smart, they're all about to sustain, they want to get their defense. But Baron with Breaking Point is going to build up quite a lot of stacks on Ozo, because he's going to be healed up by Lyra. We haven't got a Poison Shiv, so he's going to be healed an awful lot with that Echo Imperial Sigil. I reckon Kershaws could go probably 1,500 health with 2 bursts of Imperial Sigils, because there's no mortal wounds on anyone except from Blackfeather, so that's countering the Grace Divine Intervention, which is a really good idea. I think Kershaws is going to be, it's all on him to get on top of anyone. There's the Arcane Passage, lovely made from that. Lyra, and then she's going to go in, lots of damage. Now on the Woodward, actually, Definitely almost going to fall. There's the Fountain used by Woodward, Definitely will be okay. Lovely Divine Intervention onto Aeon, then Kershaws is going to have to pop it away. 760 heal, DefQ, it's almost going to fall. Football, actually. Imperial Sigil is now up for Lyra. She echoed it, but didn't quite manage to use it onto Blackfeather in time. Kershaws going to not be able to go away. He's going to go in. He's not going to get the heal. Lyra popped it a bit too early before Ozo was actually inside of that heal. So Ozo did fall, and this will be a free Kraken going over to Popeyes. Obviously, Quarterbar will attempt to steal with the Imperial Sigil, but I highly doubt that he's going to be able to get it. Obviously, he has got the Arcane Passage if he wants to go for a couple of basic attacks, but I doubt he'll get it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Chingy do spot Quarter4 out, but Chingy is low on energy. Kissy faces are being exchanged right now between Chingy and Quarter4. There you go, more kissy faces. Okay, Kraken will be taken.
Oh! He got it! He echoed the Sigil! He did it!
Oh, wow!
Use the Sigil to keep himself healthy. Because obviously, when someone tries to steal Kraken, you go and kill them, as Baron is doing now. And so what Quadbar did was he healed himself up with Imperial Sigil. Shingy went, great, you can't steal our Kraken with that. And then Lyra went, I've got an Echo, I'm going to Echo this. And to be fair, it does just give them 3 gold. But Baron's basically fully built, so I don't think they even mind that they almost gave away 3 gold. Because look, that's Kraken's still quite healthy. And Blackfeather's there, so they might get a turret and they might just win. So that was a great steal from Lyra. Definitely there. Ozo's nowhere near. good Atlas on the Black Feather, so he's going to have to back off a little bit. Alan's just taking this Kraken down, and I'm kind of confused. Nephew wants the turret. Good heal from Lyra. Get Nephew up nice and healthy at the Kraken. Again, even though it is kind of free gold, I don't think gold's of much use, because Black Feather's fully built. Black Feather doesn't care about gold. Ozo just needs one more item. I think that'll probably be maybe an even harvest, maybe a clockwork. But Impunity don't care about gold, they care about winning the game and not letting Popeyes push. Oh, doesn't be caught out. They're in the fast run, I'm expecting triple stun on the hook over essentially. That's the new summon, would actually not quite hit anyone. Ael's going to get jumped on, and that'll be Tesla will fall. One of us very low, he's going to force counter, but it will not be enough. And then Ael's falling very low here. Gojov's going to jump in, he's going to get the kill. Now Shingy is 1v2. Gojov's has got someone to jump off, and Shingy's going to try and run away. It will not be enough. That'll be a kill, that'll be an ace, and that'll be game 2. Going over to Impunity.
Yep, that would be game 2 for Impunity, setting the scores 1-all. It is quite an impressive showing coming out from Impunity after that first game that was pretty rough. And they kind of found Impunity. I think Impunity at its point in time, although I was skeptical of their draft at first, but then as the game went on, I kind of understood why they went with the Ozo pickup. It is not to just go in for that Baron, it is more for the sustain that Ozo has paired up with this Lyra. So, you know, props to Impunity to coming up, you know, for coming up with this rather odd and curious, peculiar draft, picking out that Ozo. Anyways, just looking through the build.